My name's Kiona Callihoo Ligtvoet. I'm a Korean Métis artist descending from Michelle First Nation, and I also have settler and European ancestry as well. I'm practicing in Amiskwichi Waskaigan, and I'm an emerging artist and curator. I think of my practice a lot as an ongoing diaristic archive, so mapping has become a big part of that, to really visit with how I know that space and how I know that land and where those memories took place. And often it differs from a colonial archive or a colonial map, which is what you usually find of Michelle First Nation or of script land. So it's just a way that I can sort of lay out how I know these places, but also how my relatives do and where those things overlap and disperse in a way that's a little bit more flexible and tender, and that is more true to what that land is as opposed to what's found in a colonial archive. My work reflects on my time growing up living with my mushum. Often with the copper, I'm able to scratch it up on the land there, and it brings back these actual material aspects of the land. So land script was something when it comes to Michelle First Nation, it was something that was handed out to folks for enfranchising. Reserve lands were taken, and script was given out in the form of money or land as compensation for giving up status as an Indigenous nation. My work is really, and my process is really about shifting away from those colonial archives to remember that space. So I'll look at maps and the types of language that is used, like land surrender, and I'll sort of research what that word means and how that differs from the lived experience on that land and the recollections of people who are actually there for that land surrender. I like to use the plate as an art object itself. It wears down really well, and it can fail in spots, so it becomes quite scuffed or stained and really takes on the textures. How you treat it, the copper really shows the history of. In my work, I spend a lot of time researching. That's probably where the bulk of the time in my practice comes from. So I do this by visiting my mushum and visiting the home where I grew up. And a lot of it really does just come down to that visiting and hearing stories from my mom, my brother, my mushum. I really like to see when people relate to it. I think that's the biggest thing for me is it's really special when someone sees something in your work that they feel is a reflection of something they've experienced or they've seen. I'm excited to show rurally because I feel like everyone has a really different but intimate understanding about what growing up on the prairies is like. So I hope that people are able to relate to the work in one sense or another, even though it's specifically about me and my experiences in my family. I'm just excited to see it out there with people who might see little glimpses of something familiar in it.